industrial, and residential sectors across our municipality. So we are quite confident that with this policy direction set by our mayor, then our partners could rest assured that the efforts that you have invested in this project, in this undertaking, will not go to waste. As a matter of fact, this would replicate to the other sectors of the municipality. And so, without much ado, aside siguro from welcoming everyone to this very momentous occasion, may also extend our gratitude to our partners, and of course, thank everybody for your presence. Mapaya kalupatan ko tanan.
Thank you so much, Honorable Jonas Abuda, the representative of our Vice Mayor Veronica Cabacaba Ramirez. At this juncture, let us all hear an inspirational message from the Vice Governor of the province of Eastern Samar. Let us all give our hand to Vice Governor Maria Caridad Sison Gutesan, the representative of Governor Ben P. Ivardone from the Eastern Samar Provincial.
Damo nga salamat, Michael. Maupay nga adlaw ha ato nga tanan. Our ASEC from the Department of Energy, ASEC Maylin Kapongkol, Mayor Annalisa Gonzales Cuan, the Sangguniang Bayan members led by the Vice Mayor Veronica Acosta, represented by Sangguniang Bayan member Jonas Abuda, the department heads of the municipal government of Giwan, mga empleyado, ngan siyempre, ang mga bisita nato niya na. So we have here ICS Executive Director Angelo Kairos de la Cruz. Palakpak kitagad kay waray tahin ikon waray hera. So, Region President Charlie Aiko, Isamelco General Manager Attorney Jose Michael Edwin Amancio, ato ni ka-partner, bisan sa sigit parong-parong direct niya sala. Our former Municipal Administrator Kina May Kwan, GDFI President Director Margarita de la Cruz, mga taga-NGOs nga haniya na, PMPI Manager Carmi Makapagaw, so Mr. Regan Malaka of Good Neighbors. We have Sikat Incorporated Program Manager Jan Berungoy. From the business sector, we have Mr. Roger Odivilas. Mga punong barangays, si Kap Gapati, Kap Santos, Kap Loyola, Kap Flores, Kap Baginon, Kap Culandog, Kap Princilio, Kap Fortune Jr., and the Kap of Suluan, Kap Loyola. So we have also here the Suluan Women's Association, represented by Miss Alma Latina, ang mga kaupod, aton mga taga-ICSC, mga taga-Isamelco, adhirayana, nga na, ani ba pa nga aton mga bisita, nga hani, too many to mention na kuno. But I dare say, nalilipay kami, nga hani kita, nagkakaurusa, hinin selebrasyon, nga may ada na solar system, han aton munisipyo, han Giwan. Kung nasa rin kita, pag sinasabi natin may liwanag, it immediately enters our mind na may pag-asa. So kung may pag-asa, gumagaan ang ating buhay. So if there is light, there is hope. there is life. Ito ang palagi nating isaisip, na habang tayo'y nabubuhay, mayroong pag-asa. So on this very day, I am just so happy to represent our Governor, Ben P. Ivardoni, of the Provincial Government of Eastern Samar, dahil this is a milestone in Giwan, in our province, and even in our region, since this is the largest photovoltaic installation in the region. Never in my wildest dream na inisip ko na magkakaroon ng gaya nito sa Giwan. Kasi nung bata pa kami, kanya-kanyang paandar ng generator. O kung walang generator, Petromax. O kung walang Petromax, yung maliliit na agahan. Yun ang nagbibigay liwanag sa amin sa kadiliman ng gabi. And yet, we never lost hope. Itong solar energy, 1800s pa to. Ngayon pa lang dumating sa atin. Pero this is a big step. Sabi ko nga, we must be on our way to progress. Di ba, pag na-energize ang isang lugar, that's a big step towards development, economic development. Kulang nga nag-i-invest dito sa atin because our electricity is not stable. And I say again, Isabel, kodigad niyo sayop. We were just discussing earlier, kulang, kumbaga, pinaka-last na munisipyo ang Giwan. So, kailangan lanhin mag-ada, magpapadalagan, hindi nga makusog, para nga niya aton. Diba, attorney? Don't worry, we are your partners. In fact, we keep on passing resolutions that you need most in your operations. So sabi ko, siguro, dadami na ang investors ng Giwan if we will have a reliable source of energy. If we will have a not so costly rate of energy. Especially so, na kailangan natin dito sa Giwan, since dito sa Giwan ang pinakamalakas na tourism activity ng Eastern Samar. So I hope in the days to come, madami pang darating na mga opportunities like what the Institute of Climate and Sustainable Cities is doing now for Giwan. Mayroon pa ba niyan para sa ibang towns ng Eastern Samar? We need it so badly. We come from a poor province. Although I am proud to tell you na ang Eastern Samar na ngayon from a third class, first class na. And we have the highest economic growth rate in the region. And number 7 in the whole of our country. So malaking bagay ito para sa atin dito sa Eastern Samar. And I hope tuloy-tuloy na. I am representing Governor Ben Ivardoni. While he was the Congressman of Eastern Samar, he chaired the Committee on Energy. So, pag-alis niya after his third term, parang 90 plus yata, Mr. President, GM, 90 plus yata of the barangays in Eastern Samar ang na-energize. And that includes Manikani. Submarine cable pa yan. Humunhon naman and Suluan, the islands of Giwan, generator ang nagsusupply ng energy. Ganon din sa iba't ibang isla ng Eastern Samar. So, with the solarization of the Giwan Municipal Hall, I hope yung mga far-flung barangays na hindi pa naabot ng traditional way of electrifying these barangays maski sa solar naman lang. Di ba sinabi mo kanina, Asek? We can cope up with the demands hang kakulangan han energy through solar energy in our businesses, in far-flung barangays. At ito pa nga lang, malaki ng pag-asa para sa atin. So we take it one step at a time. And I hope, simbolo na to ng patuloy na pagprogreso ng Giwan ng Eastern Samar. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. And thank you, one and all, for the cooperation and for having a kind heart for this beautiful project para sa Municipal Hall ng pinakamamahal nating bayan ng Giwan. Good day, one and all.
Thank you so much, Vice Governor Maricar Sison Gutesen. We hope that your continued support towards this project in Eastern Samar shapes our province's future towards renewable energy. To shed more light in this sustainable energy practices and DOE's role toward the renewable energy transition, including the Green Energy Option Program, net metering, the expansion of rooftop solar, and other voluntary energy transition pathways. Please join me in welcoming Assistant Secretary Maylene Kapungkol of the Department of Energy. A round of applause, please.
Maupay nga kulop, ayo nga tanan. Oy, di bale, okay lang. Okay lang. Actually, I work for the Leeco One Electric Cooperative for almost 10 years. I left Leyte in 1995 to transfer to Manila. So, malapit po ang puso ko sa Region 8. No, hindi lang ho Leyte because my father is from Dulag, Leyte. But let me acknowledge first, of course, Vice Governor Maricar Sison Gutesen. Of course, our Honorable Mayor also, Annalisa Gonzalez Kwan, Sangguniang members, Jonas Abuda and other Sangguniang Bayan members. Of course, ang executive directors ng Institute for Climate and Sustainable Cities, Sir Angelo Kairos de la Cruz, at saka yung team niya, they have been very helpful and supportive of the government's plans, particularly in ensuring that our energy sector will be sustainable. No? So for the development. And of course, ang ating partners also, WIGEN President, Mr. Charlie Aiko, who has done a lot of projects. No? Nagkikita na rin kami in many of the projects from our development partners. Siyempre, ang isa pa hong partner natin, si GM ng Isamelco, Attorney Jose Michael Edwin Amancio and team. Actually, swerte ho kayo kasi very supportive ang Isamelco sa anumang plano po ng municipal and provincial government, no, ng Eastern Samar. And meron pa rin ho tayong former municipal administrator, Kina May Kwan, and GDFI President, and Executive Director si Ma'am Margarita de la Cruz, and many more. Ano? I'm not sure kung nakikita niyo po yung nasa slide. Pero what I'm going to show you is just to guide you on what we call the Voluntary Renewable Energy Program. Pag sinabi pong voluntary, it's more on the consumer opting renewable energy for supply. Meron hong programa ang Department of Energy, it's on the utility scale as well. Ito yung mga malalaking generation, utilizing renewable energy technologies. Ang tawag namin dyan, big show. Biomass, biofuels, of course, we have geothermal na marami sa Leyte, solar, hydro, ocean, and wind. So ngayon, meron na rin ho tayong floating solar, rooftop solar, katulad nito, and then eventually magkakaroon ho tayo ng onshore wind project and offshore wind project pala. So, you can see na inuna ko ho ito just to explain, lahat ho tayo nagbabayad ng kuryente. We all pay our monthly electricity bills. At pag hindi ho tayo nagbayad, meron hong hawak na gunting si GM, no? I-disconnect tayo. But just to show you, under the Electric Power Industry Reform Act, in-unbundle natin. Ano ibig sabihin po ng unbundling? Ito ay yung inisa-isa at in-identify for the consumer's information and education, and later on for your choice, kung saan kayo pwedeng makatipid or maiwasan ninyo. Because these items in the power bill, na ito po yung pinapass on ng ating distribution utilities. So, bibili siya ng kuryente sa isang generator, and then of course, isusupply niya sa inyo. So, ito yung generation, meron tayong NGCP transmission line, meron system loss, kasi somehow may nawawala habang, hindi mo natin maiwasan yan, na merong mga nawawalang kuryente habang dumadaloy yung galing sa generation facility. And of course, ang Isamelco ay nagdi-distribute at nagsusupply sa tinatawag nating mga captive market. Ano po yung captive market? Ito po yung mga consumers na sa ngayon ay hindi pa pwedeng mamili ng kanilang supplier. So yung mga consumer na pwede nang mamili or directly to contract yung mga generators or suppliers, ang tawag natin diyang contestable. Ito yung under the Green Energy Option Program. And then of course, may end user. And then meron ho tayong mga subsidies, of course, may tax, as well as yung universal charge for missionary electrification. So all in all, kung makikita niyo po ito sa chart, malaki po ang share ng ating binabayaran coming from the generation supply. So ito po ang isang area na saan ay tayo ay na-empower na to generate our own electricity through renewable. So ito po ngayon ang manifestation, for example, ang municipal hall, or municipal city nag-opt to have a 60 kilowatt peak hybrid solar. So may battery. And ito po ay makakatulong talaga sa munisipyo para makatipid. At yung matitipid nyo, pwede nyong gamitin sa ibang social services sa inyong mga constituent. So sabi ko nga kanina kay Mayor, pag nag-umpisa na yan, matutuwa ka kasi makikita mo yung proof, of the concept of having an empowered power to choose your own electricity supply. Next slide. So yung nakikita niyong mga green ay red ay yellow na boxes, ito po yung tinatawag nating voluntary RE market, or RE policy options. Ano po ito? Yung net metering. Yung net metering, pwede pong magtayo hanggang 100 kilowatt na capacity ng solar na usually ilalagay po sa bubungan, no? But pwede rin yan kung may available space somewhere. Basta hindi lang ho aabot. At ang concept po nun, ito po ay gagamitin for own use, and then yung excess generation ng facility na yon, pwede pong bilhin at kukunin yung Isamelco para isupply doon sa ibang mga customers niya. So meron bayad ho yan, based on the blended generation rate naman nung distribution utility or ng Isamelco. So somehow meron hong tinatawag tayong prosumer. Ibig sabihin, si mayor ay gumagawa ng sarili niyang kuryente para gamitin niya, at the same time, nagbebenta siya or ng kuryente para i-share naman sa ibang mga consumers dun sa Isamelco. Next, yung Green Energy Option Program. Ito naman po yung malalaking consumer. Halimbawa, may manufacturing plant na dito na ang demand ay 100 kilowatt and above. Pwede na siyang pumili ng kanyang supplier ng electricity. Sa ngayon po, nire-review ho namin ngayon ang policy on the GEOP at gusto namin siyang ibaba sa 50 kilowatt. So may pag-aaral po kaming ginagawa, lalo na we're helping what we call the MSMEs, yung small, medium, and enterprise establishment. And then the last is yung expanded roof-mounted program. Ito po ay halimbawa meron ditong subdivision or a confined area, pwede nyo pong kabitan yan ng mga solar, and then among themselves, they can share the power. Kambawa, naka-off yung isang facility, then other provider or yung meron mga installation can share the power. And then kung may excess pa yan, pwede pong ibenta yan sa Isamelco. So, na-in place na po natin yan at ang hinihintay na lang po natin ay ang approved compensation formula ni Energy Regulatory Commission. So, ito po, maraming ano yan. Meron din ho tayong mga customer na kung halimbawa meron na mga existing solar rooftop, during supply shortfall, dito malamang pagka may brownout, pwede na ho siyang mag-share ng kanyang power. No? They can inject power to the grid. Or pwede pong ipalis yung mga bubungan para mag-generate ng electricity. So may mga investors tayo na pwedeng humanap siya ng contiguously located available roof for the lease to generate option ng rooftop. So marami pong options, and we can further share with you later kung meron kayong mga question pa na pwede nating matulungan kayo kung paano natin isusupply. Ngayon, actually, marami pang slide to, but I guess due to time constraint, I'll cut it. But again, we would like to congratulate Mayor Kwan and Vice Mayor and all the local government unit of Eastern Samar, and of course, ang GM natin. And syempre, wala ho tayong ganito kung wala yung support ng ating ICSC, no? Marami na ho silang sinusuportahan. Yung mga naiisip namin programa, willing sila to collaborate with the Department of Energy. At dahil kayo po, kanina we earlier discussed that since Giwan or Eastern Samar is at the tail end of the power supply, baka kayo naman ang manguna in the development of renewable energy. And rest assured that the Department of Energy will be willing to assist and help you together with our development partners. And I believe this will be the start of a more collaborative program with Isamelco, GM, Amancio, and then of course ang ating municipal and the local government units ng Eastern Samar. Again, Mayor, congratulations po for the initiative. Marami pa ho tayong pwedeng gawin sa munisipyo that will support your power supply requirement. At alam natin, pagka may power supply, maraming investors, maraming business, at maraming trabaho. With that, thank you and good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you so much, Asek Kapungkol. Once again, a round of applause, please. As we continue these efforts, it is also crucial to hear from our partners who are at the forefront in providing energy within our communities to share his message, the message of support. May we invite the General Manager of Eastern Samar Electric Cooperative. Let's all give our hand to Attorney Jose Michael Edwin Amancio.
Okay, akala ko magsasalita lang ako ng papasalamat. May message pa pala, no? Okay, good afternoon. And as siguro I have to do away na with greetings, no? Para magpa-dagmin kita. Number one, we are happy with this project of Mayor Annalise, no? Especially nandito sa building ng Giwan. This is just a model, no? Project of solar. So, a first step. Ang second step, alam nyo, ang second step, we have both 3 hectares, then another 2 hectares, 5 hectares will install 5 megawatts of solar at Barangay Timala. Kuminsan Isabel ko tahimik lang. Aksyon na lang agad. No? Overall, power system, no? Giwan ay malayo talaga sa ating grid. In GCP, no? Yung sinasabi namin parati na 69,000 volts of transmission line up to Kinapundan lang yan, no? Pasalamat tayo din sa ating province with spearheaded by the Governor Ben, no, na yung loop from Santa Rita to Kinapundan ay nag-materialize na nag-energize yan, I think 3 or 4 years ago. So, kompleto na, pero hindi pa rin maramdaman ng Giwan yung dito ang kuryente ay gaganda, no? Because yung from Kinapundan, ang power supply ng Isamelco to Giwan ay 13.2 or 13,200 volts lang. Mababa ang kailan natin ngayon dahil sa laki ng konsumo ng Giwan. Nasa 5 megawatts na, we need a 69,000 volts transmission line. Ayan, may hakbang rin tayong ginagawa dyan, no? Dandahan kasi tuloy-tuloy ang pagsuporta natin para at paggawa ng mga solusyon para mabigyan ng magandang kuryente yung Giwan. In the province, no? Actually, sa renewable energy, we have with Top Hydro, meron silang 16 megawatts andun sa TAF, no? Operational na yan. Then another Top Hydro 1 yan. Yung Hydro 2 is 14 megawatts. That's 30 megawatts. Ang supply na requirement lang ng Isamelco ay 26 megawatts lang. Pero kung minsan hindi nakakalusot dito dahil ang ating configuration ng ating transmission line ay yung top up to Boronga lang siya. Ito naman sa inyo ay Santa Rita to Kinapundan. Then, ito naman ang nagsusupply sa aming feeder through Kinapundan substation. Hopefully, meron pa isang kukonstruct itong 20 megawatts in may dulong na hydro. I think it will materialize 3 years pa, no? Pasensya ng 3 years. Pero madali na rin yan. That will supply naman sa Santa Rita to Kinapundan to Maydulong, no? So, mas gaganda ang ating power system. Marami tayong hydro talaga ang Eastern Samar. It can supply more than the requirement of the province. Pag tinignan mo naman sa whole Eastern Visayas, hindi Eastern Visayas lang, whole Visayas, marami pa-increase ang mga load ng mga malalaking cities, no? So, existing power plant, hindi tayo makarely talaga na sila ang mag-supply sa atin. Magmamahal yan. Kasi Cebu is also, ang laki rin ng kanilang consumption na taas ng taas, no? That's why we experience mataas na rate because ang mga charges ngayon, like NGCP, meron na silang ancillary service charge na before they charge us only 5 million. Ngayon, maabot na ng 15 and even 20 million because shortage of the reserve market or kailangan ng NGCP for reserve ancillary service charge, no? Reserve for the transmission. But hopefully, itong ating supply, power supply from whole Eastern Samar sana, yung hydro na yan, and eventually solar, marami pa tayong land area na pwede sa solar, that will address no in the future yung ating requirement. So, itong 60 kilowatt naman ay will be a net metering. Malaking bagay, malaking impact na yan sa ating bayan no, ng Giwan. Number one, kasi pag nag-supply ito, especially nakasynchronized, ang kanyang voltahe na 240, i-blend yan sa Isamelco na tumatakbo sa aming linya. So, makaboost siya sa voltahe, no? Actually, hindi man ako engineer, no? Ako ay lawyer, pero pinag-aralan rin natin yan, yung kuryente, no? Paano yung kanyang technical aspect. So, may konting idea tayo dyan, di ba? So yan, dandahan lang, step by step. Isang challenge kay Isamelco rin ay kulang po kami tayo sa pera. No, hindi tayo kasing yaman ng Leeco 2 or Meralco. No, kung kasing yaman ng Meralco, di lahat na to naka-smart grid na itong linya. Pero dandahan tayo. Yung aming pinag-prioritize itong transmission line ng Giwan, once ma-materialize yan, sabi namin nga, even kay NGCP, i-materialize lang yan. Even our congressman, sinabihan natin, request natin sila, Congressman Libanan, na i-include sa GAA. Pag natapos na kasi ito, hopefully mag-i-increase ang load ng Giwan, di ba? If 26 megawatts lang si Isamelco ngayon, baka papalo niya ng 30 or 35. With 35 megawatts na demand ni Isamelco, ang aming revenue ay mag-i-increase na rin. Self-sufficient na tayo by that level of demand, no? Nakikita ko sa ibang co-op na 35-40 megawatts, maganda naman co-op financially. Although challenge lang is malaki lang talaga yung ating province, no? Encompassing 4,200 square kilometers, more than 4,222 municipalities and one city. So yung iba talaga nasa malayo, medyo kuminsan na naapektuhan, no? Kasi ang ating focus is most ng mga city and most ng mga bayan sa Carlines ay mabigyan ng pinakamagandang serbisyo. Kasi after that, yung iba susunod na yan. Hindi wala tayong masabi natin na one fit solution sa lahat. One solution at a time lang. So, to end my message, no? Kami ay malaking papasalamat with this project. Dahan-dahan, one step at a time, marami tayong ma-accomplish. Isamelco, LGU, nagtutulungan, yung ating mga public officials, and even the community pa nagtutulungan. Ang dami natin ma-accomplish talaga at madami tayong progress na maidala dito sa ating province, not only for Giwan, as a whole. Thank you very much and good afternoon. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Attorney Amancio. Once again, a round of applause, please, to Attorney Jose Michael Edwin Amancio, the General Manager of Isamelco. Renewable energy is more than just the technology. It is about the people, and the solarized Giwan Municipal Hall project showcases how LGU, with partnerships of NGOs like ICSC, can lead in the transition. To provide us more details about this project and the other ongoing community renewable energy projects in Giwan, let us hear from the ICSC's Recharge Pilipinas Coordinator and the local of Giwan, Eastern Samar. A round of applause, please, to Mr. Orlando Quisada.
Mahupay nga kulo po haton nga tanan. Sobra po ako nalilipay hininga adlaw kay maram po ako ang ginagian ang proseso para mahimugso ni maging successful. Ngan yan ang adlaw ani nakita nagkakaurusa. Siguro just to give you po ay parang brief background regarding sa projects. Itong project po na ito ay siguro nagsimula sa parang brainstorming and pakikipag-collaborate, of course, with Mayor Annalise and sa iba pang mga local leaders ng Giwan. And an idea is paano ang Giwan magiging usa nga modelo So ganun nga mga initiative, no. Ito ang ICSC, to tell you po, yung short story, nagtikang ang ICSC din ni Hagiwan pakipagtrabaho, no, ang mga munisipyo o barangay way back 2015. No, that was after Yolanda. So ang amon po unang lugar naging kadto is an Suluan Island, no. Ang amon naging katrabaho, of course, and women leaders headed po ni Miss Alma Latina. Ada po yung Miss Alma. Miss Alma, hiya po talaga ang amon naging inspirasyon. Kung kaya nung di pa yan ay ICSC, kaya nakita namon talaga kung paano ang sitwasyon dito ng isla, kung gaano kakuri ang ira kinabuhi. Kaya after Yolanda, ang ira source ang kuryente is lampara or kandila. And that was the time we introduced renewable energy. No? Ang unang naging project ni ICSC was nag-deploy kami ng mga solar street light na nilagay sa mga top stand. Strategic location ng barangay. Kasi that time, sa sobrang dilim, ang problema ng mga kababainan ang pag-aalughan tubig. Hirap silang magigib ng tubig dahil madilim yung top stand. And then nag-evolve na siya. After that, nasundan ng ilang mga projects like nag-deploy kami ng mga solar home system. Nang naging partner namin ay ang Sulong-Suluan. Sila po yung nag-identify sino yung mga bibigyan ng mga bahay. So ang naging strategy po namin that time, hindi po siya yung dole out o yung bigay. Kung di, lahat ng mga na-identify na beneficiary, kailangan nilang bayaran in a minimal amount. Kasi kinumpute namin, magkano po yung gastos nyo sa kandila or gas sa isang araw. Let's say, sabi natin, 10 pesos a day, binabayaran nila na at least 5 pesos a day, yung system. And then after that, after many years, nakapag-collect ng pondo yung Sulong-Suluan. And then that funds, ginamit po namin, ininvest namin sa isang micro-enterprise, yung solar freezer, na sila rin po yung naging beneficiary, pinatakbo nila. Nung time na yun, nakita po ng mga taga-Suluan, pwede pala tayong mag-produce ng yelo on our own sa community natin using yung power ng gagaling sa araw. And that, sila na mismo yung nagsabi na ayaw na natin sa traditional na source ng kuryente, yung genset or kerosene, kasi meron naman palang libreng kuryente na galing sa araw. And after that, sila na po yung nagsabi sa barangay council, dapat ganito po gawin natin. Sila yung nagli-lead na maggawa tayo ng mga resolution, etc. And then eventually, sinuportahan ng LGU. Kaya na doon po nabuo yung Sige Suluan Project, which is ang pangunahing layunin sana, yung i-hybridize yung buong isla. And from Suluan, nandito na po tayo ngayon sa Giwan. No? With the leadership of our, of course, active and supportive mayor, etong project na to nandito na. No? Just to give you a background, yung idea is, yung nangyaring process, of course, dinesign yung system, no? Nag-identify kami ng mga technical expert from ICSC and also from external partner para i-design yung system. Ano ba talaga yung fit doon sa pangangailangan ng LGU? Sabi nga dati, kaya ba nating i-power up yung elevator? Baka hindi po muna natin priority yun. Ito lang muna yung assumption natin kasi in times of emergency or power interruption, at least tuloy-tuloy yung serbisyo ng Giwan sa mga tao. No? Mapapatapod natin nga padayon ang serbisyo sa mga katauhan. No? And of course, tinignan din natin, na-envision natin na yung project na ito is makakatulong para at least ma-reduce yung cost ng kuryente na binabayaran ng LGU. Sabi ni Mayor, binigyan namin siya ng data. Ganito yung matitipid. Sabi ni Mayor, ay pwede na nating magamit sa iba pang mga projects. Yun. So after that, nakita din natin na nilatag natin yung mga possible na pwede pang gawin. So kailangan gumawa ng mga palisiya. At sinabi ni Mayor and of the SB Council, asahan niyo yung support namin. So nagkaroon ng resolution, etc. to vouch their support sa initiative na to. So magkakaroon ng local energy plan, roadmap, etc. And at the same time, sabi namin, para ma-sustain yung project na to, dapat may local in-house capacity ang LGU. So Mayor, meron ba tayong mga taong pwedeng itap para turuan, i-train ng aming partner na WeGen kung paano alagaan at i-sustain yung system. So meron po. Kaya salamat po sa engineering department, of course headed by Engineer Joselito Baez. Sa kanyang team, maraming salamat kahit overtime. Nandiyan sila palagi. Kahit ano mga pinapagawa namin, tumutulong sila. Yung project na to is really to it will kickstart no yung increase ng uptake ng renewable energy dito sa Giwan by driving yung by initiating itong rooftop mounted solar no, which is the 60 kilowatt PV system. And hopefully yung Giwan maging modelo not only dito lang sa Giwan but as well sa ibang mga LGUs no, kasi sabi nga ni Asek Maylin kanina, ni Ma'am Maylin, ang daming potential na pwedeng gawin no, hindi lang sa LGU, residential, household, business, commercial, maraming pwedeng gawin. So it's a matter of how we work together para ma-realize itong mga project na to. So si ICSC po, nandito kami 10 years, more than 10 years na po nagtatrabaho. Marami na po kaming ginawa, mga policy na naging katuwang namin ang ating SB sa pangunguna ni Sir Recti, of course. Laging isang tawag lang, one call away, nandyan palagi. Kahit anong tulong, of course, nandyan din. So marami pong ginagawang ICSC sa Giwan. May mga ilang livelihood project kami na related sa renewable energy. May mga nasa pipeline, no? So makikita nyo po yung presentation, yung printed na materials, yan yung core projects. Basically, yung core projects is about community renewable energy, no? Which is managed and kumaga kundi rin man ang community ang nagtatag-iya, at least ang community ang nagmamanage and at the same time kaparte ang komunidad hapag desisyon decision making and even sa implementations, no? So parang tinitin natin yung core projects, it's a game changer initiative. Kay for example, yung case ng Suluan, no? Meron tayong ongoing project, of course in partnership also with LGU Giwan, yung solar powered mini ice plant. Na ongoing na po yung construction ng kanyang housing na counterpart ng LGU. Salamat po, ma'am. And meron na rin po tayong mga ginawang core initiative sa Suluan prior, aside from the solar powered mini ice plant. Sinolarize po natin yung kanilang health center. Nag-deploy po tayo ng 1.5 kilowatt na solar generator. Ang kagandahan po nung panahon ng pandemic po natin ginawa yun. It was the time na sabi pa ng mga taga-Suluan, akala namin exempted kami sa COVID kasi isolated kami. Pero pinasok sila nagkaroon sila ng cases ng COVID at nahirapan sila paano mag-respond eh. Kasabay nun yung mga kumakalat ng mga kwento, fake news. So paano i-counter yun? So sa pagkakaroon ng kuryente ng RHU ay ng health center, nagkaroon ng access yung mga health worker natin, no? Nakita nila mas napabilis yung response sa COVID, sa vaccination. In fact, yung health center and yung Suluan, sila yung pinakamataas na vaccination rate that time. I think umabot sila ng 90%. And sinolarize din po natin yung integrated school ng Suluan. Nag-deploy po tayo ng 1.2 kilowatt na solar system o PV system sa Suluan integrated school, and that was also during the pandemic period. At nagamit po yun nung production ng module ng mga bata. Hindi na kailangang tumawid ng mga teacher sa mainland para mag-print ng modules. Doon na mismo sa schools. So yun po yung mga ilang initiatives sa Suluan. Sa Humunon, meron po tayong mga nakapilang mga proyekto na sagawa na po natin yung mga scoping and assessment sa ilang mga critical facility ng Humunon. Sa 8 barangays, no? Like for example, yung kanilang multipurpose building, yung kanilang health center, or yung kanilang daycare center. Yun yung mga ilang mga na-identify na mga critical facility na ilalagyan ng solar. Iso-solarize. And of course, yung isa sa pinakamalaking project din doon, nasa pipeline din po, nakapila, na isolarize yung Humunon Community Hospital. Yan po. And maliban doon, kakabit ng mga technology intervention or initiative na to, ay tutulungan din po natin, of course, ang ating mga partners, paano bumalangkas ng mga local energy plans para matiyak yung sustainability ng ating mga projects. Yun lang po siguro yung mga yung mga ilang mga nakapilang projects na hopefully ma-materialize this year. So with that, damo nga salamat po. Ngan maupay nga kulo kayo nga tanan.
Thank you so much, Sir Orlan Quisada. It is truly inspiring to see these projects being implemented here at the local level and how it empowers communities like here in Giwan. Now, we turn our attention to one of the key innovations of this project, the 60 kilowatt peak on-grid hybrid photovoltaic system. To explain more about this technology, we are pleased to welcome on stage Mr. Charlie Aiko, the president of WeGen, as the next generation renewable energy company.
Maraming salamat. Maupay na kulob sa tanan. Hanggang dyan lang po yung ware-waray ko kasi taga Bohol ako. So, good afternoon, Mayor, Annalise Kwan, and then Vice Governor. Of course, Asik Mylene, palagi na kami nakikita dito. Kairos, GM, Amancio, members of the Sangguniang Bayan, Vice Mayor natin, magandang hapon po. Yung sa akin, nasasabihin ko, nakasulat na dun eh. Madali na lang. Pero mag-emphasize lang ako a few things. No? Number one, of course, alam naman natin na it's good for the environment kasi we want to replace yung fossil fuel with renewable energy. In fact, ang company namin, WeGen Energy Philippines, we have a MOA with Diocese of Borongan, with Bishop Crispin Barquez, who happens to be my kababayan, because we wanted to support the call of Pope Francis, yung tinatawag niyang Laudato Si. Yung Laudato Si is to care for our common home, which is of course the world. And then we were telling the bishops, sabi namin, okay, palagi niyong binabanggit, you have to care for our common home. We have to shift our source of electricity to renewable energy. Wala yung nakikita yung mga tao eh. So you have to show a proof of concept. No? Parang you walk the talk. So actually, our company has a signed memorandum of agreement with 75 of the 80 dioceses. Meron kami sa Tacloban, naglagay kami doon. And for Eastern Samar, we have 4 installations doon sa Borongan, but this is the first LGU. Yung 4 kasi doon, Bishop's Residence, yung katabi ng building, meron isa sa seminaryo. So yung 4, and then we also have in Katarman, meron kami sa Calbayog. Again, the whole purpose is to show a proof of concept so that people can adapt. Kasi yung mga tao, naririnig lang nila yung solar, hindi nila nakikita. So, mahihirapan silang mag-adapt to do that. Okay? So, anong major advantages? Of course, yun nga, environmental. The other 2 na gusto ko ma-emphasize is ganito. Palagi sinasabi natin, you can save. Pero by how much? Saka paano mo i-compute? Okay? Bawat kilowatt peak. Ano ba yung, bakit tinatawag? Di ba, kadalasan natin maririnig kilowatts, pero hindi kilowatt peak. Ano ba yung kilowatt peak? Ibig sabihin, yun ang optimum efficiency niya. Kung napakaganda yung panahon, umaabot siya ng peak. Kung sasakyan pa to, ito yung top speed. Okay? Bawat 1 kilowatt will produce 4 kilowatt hours a day. Therefore, itong 60 natin, on average, will produce 240 kilowatt hours a day. 10 pesos na lang ang value, kahit 10 plus yung natin, electric co. Sa 10 pesos, you will save 2,400 pesos a day. Okay? For the next 25 or 30 years. Kaya, ang total niyan would be around 21 million pesos. So just imagine, ganun yung masave nyo every day. Okay? So, it is practical. Now, what is preventing people from going into solar? Dahil mahal yung initial investment if you pay in cash. Parang lang yan parang sasakyan, di ba? Do you remember the time na iilan lang yung motor dito sa Giwan? Pagkatapos ngayon, kahit kasatang katitingin, may motor na. Bakit? Meron nagpifinance, pinapautang. Ganon. So, as long as it is affordable to people dahil may finifinance, may pinapautang, then people will adapt. Okay? Unfortunately, there are now banks na gradually nagpapautang, and then we are making an advocacy to them na sabi namin, kahit man lang yung rate nyo, parang rate ng car loan, which is around 7 to 8%. Kasi yung ibang bangko ngayon that you can borrow na personal loan up to 18%. Sabi namin, that's too much. No? Pero gradually, pumapasok na yan. We are still at the very early stage of this technology. Bago pa lang tayo, kasi ang sabi nila, in the adoption of technology, aabot ka muna ng mga 12 to 14% bago mag-tip, bago yung majority susunod. So, kailangan lang, ito lang Mayor, pinapakita nyo lang sa mga residents dito at saka businesses na itong solar totoo gumagana. Yun ang main advantage. Of course, you are enjoying sa savings. Pangalawa, bakit hybrid? Because of resilience. I was in Bohol nung tinamaan kami ng Typhoon Odette. That was 2021. For 4 months, nawalan ang province namin ng kuryente. The following day, walang kuryente. Ngayon, naghahanap ka kasi bibili ka ng pagkain, pupunta ka sa grocery store, wala kang pera, punta kang ATM, hindi ka maka-withdraw. Offline lahat, walang kuryente sila. Tapos, hindi mo magamit yung credit card kasi hindi gumagana yung nila, kung saan nila hindi ka mag-swap. And then, a few days later, naubusan kami ng gasolina at saka krudo. Kasi walang resupply Nasisira yung pier sa Cebu. Hindi makapadala. Talagang, we were surviving. By the way, walang tubig. Kasi yung tubig, di ba, merong mga pumping station. Hindi ko magana yung pumping. It is just an example kung anong mangyayari. Okay? Kung ito yung tinatawag namin na total system collapse. Anong key nun? Power ang key. Kung meron sanang power, we could survive, we could communicate. Kaya na nga, ang nilagay natin dito, hybrid, kasi kung may mangyari man, kahit mawala ang linya, ang power natin from the electric co-op, you can continue to communicate. Kaya po, we are very happy to be part of this. Bakit ba kami pumunta dito sa Giwan kahit malayo? Kasi sa tingin namin there is a need. So, in our conversation earlier, I asked the mayor, ilan bang barangay dito? Sabi niya, 60. Pagkatapos, 19 of that, mga island. So, the rest, dito sa mainland. At saka sabi din na mga 5 megawatts na ang demand ng Giwan. Ang problema natin yung 69 kV natin. Now, the good thing is, ang technology natin ngayon, you can produce your power in a decentralized system. Sabi nga ni Asik Mylene kanina, merong mga policy like expanded rooftop. Nawala yan noon So, ibig sabihin, we can use the roof of your public market, of the schools, and then you feed that either doon sa distribution lines ng SMLco or even to sell it with your neighbors. No? Ang problema namin from the private sector, mga businessmen, is ang hirap maghanap na isa lang yung kausap. Gusto namin kasi may volume medyo malaki-laki na isa lang yung kausap namin. And I was toying, I asked the GM, ano ba talaga yung power load niyo dito, power demand ng Eastern Samar? Sabi niya, 26 megawatts. And then, quickly nag-google ako, ilang barangays ba dito sa Eastern Samar? 597. Okay? Now, kahit yung 500 na lang ang tingnan natin, gayahin natin ang Romblon Electric Cooperative, nang naglagay siya ng 50 kilowatts bawat barangay. What is that? That is 25 megawatts. So, dito lang we can supply the power. Meron pa sila mga 5 megawatts na gawin So, hindi natin mauubos yung barangay na yon. The only challenge is, we cannot talk to 500 barangays. Hindi kaya namin. So, ang choice is, kaya pinupunta rin kita, Governor, no? Doon kami mag-submit sa inyo ng PPP proposal sa provincial government, kayo na yung mag-cluster sa kanila. Kasi we need the volume. Mahihirapan. Just imagine kung 500 barangays isa-isahin namin, we have to prepare 500 feasibility studies. Hindi iubra yun. No? But if I talk to you only, address it province-wide, address is municipal-wide, mas efficient ang mangyayari sa amin. So yun lang po ang mensahe na ibigay ko sa inyo. We are very proud and we are very honored to be part of this endeavor. This, I think, is the first step of a long journey, and we hope that in the future we could see na Eastern Samar and Giwan is taking the leadership of the whole island province of Samar into the shift to renewable energy. Maraming salamat po and good afternoon po.
Thank you so much, Mr. Charlie Yoko, the president of WeGen. And now to present to us the different initiatives to accelerate just energy transition agenda in Giwan Eastern Samar, we have here Mr. Rectito Melquiades, our Sangguniang Bayan Secretary.
Our beloved Municipal Mayor, Mayor Annalisa Gonzalez Juan, the Vice Governor of the Province of Eastern Samar, Vice Governor Maricar Sison Cotisan, the Honorable Assistant Secretary of the Department of Energy, ASEC Mylene Kapungkol, WeGen President, Mr. Charlie Aiko, the General Manager of our distribution utility, the SMLCO, Attorney Amancio, of course, Sir Kairos De La Cruz of ICSC, Executive Director of the ICSC, and our partners, yung mga doon sa JRSDGR, our partner NGOs na nandito pa rin ngayon since the time of the aftermath of Yolanda. And siyempre, our Sangguniang Bayan members are here. Honorable Jonas Abuda, who represented the Vice Mayor in the opening remarks. Ang aton mga department heads, mga empleyado han munisipyo han Giwan mo pahinga kulop, aton nga tanan, good afternoon and magandang hapon po. I am very proud and very excited to stand before you today as we mark a momentous occasion for the municipality of Giwan. Today, we are not just switching on a new energy source for the municipal hall building. We are igniting a transformative journey for our beloved town, a journey towards sustainability, resilience, and progress. As we power up the solar system, we take another significant step towards a more sustainable and self-reliant Giwan, one that embraces renewable energy solutions for the benefit of the communities, our economy, and our environment. This is a moment that will be remembered for generations to come, as it marks the beginning of our local commitment to the just energy transition agenda. In light of today's event, let me highlight the 5 initiatives that will accelerate Giwan's energy transformation, ensuring that we not only embrace renewable energy, but also lead the way as a model municipality for others to follow. At my back is the commitment board. Nandito po yung 5 initiatives na binabanggit ko. First is the adoption of net metering at the Giwan Municipal Hall. We are proud to announce that the Giwan Municipal Hall will be the first local government unit in Eastern Samar to adopt net metering. This initiative will not only enable the municipality to offset energy costs, but also contribute to the grid by feeding excess solar power back to the system. By doing this, we will reduce our carbon footprint and take an active role in promoting cleaner, greener energy future. This first step will set the example for other institutions and even households across Giwan and other municipalities, as well as to consider renewable energy options and reduce their dependency on traditional sources of power. This will also reduce the stress and burden on our distribution system. Let me also emphasize that our distribution utility, the SMLCO, will play a very significant role in realizing this initiative. And we appreciate that SMLCO is actively supporting this initiative towards this end. Second is the promotion of voluntary energy transition pathways. The Department of Energy has initiated various energy transition pathways like the Green Energy Option Program, or GEOP, and enhanced net metering. And Giwan is taking a proactive step to ensure that we are part of this vision. We will actively promote and encourage the adoption of these innovative pathways in our municipality. This will empower our citizens and businesses to participate in the energy transition, make informed choices about their energy sources, and ultimately reduce their energy costs, which will have a direct impact on the sustainability of our communities. Third, this is the crafting and approving the Giwan Local Energy Plan. We understand that for the energy transition to be sustainable, it must be planned and strategically implemented. That's why we're committed to crafting and approving the Giwan Local Energy Plan, which will focus on the development of a rooftop-mounted solar power station roadmap by identifying appropriate locations and creating incentives for rooftop solar installation across the municipality. We will ensure that every building, both public and private, has the opportunity to participate in this energy revolution. This localized energy plan will help us better manage our energy resources, reduce our reliance on external power, and ultimately make Giwan a more energy resilient community. I understand that ICSC will be supporting us in realizing this third initiative. Fourth is the passing the municipal ordinance on renewable energy. As part of our commitment to sustainable energy and to this project, we are also focused on institutionalizing energy efficiency and conservation measures through legislation. This is part of the deliverable measures of the LGU that the LGU has committed to. But surely ICSC is still with us for guidance and support. We are working toward the passage of the municipal ordinance on renewable energy, which will institutionalize practices like rooftop-mounted solar energy and energy-saving measures that across all sectors of our municipality, and the ordinance will also ensure that technical education and training on renewable energy are available, and in partnership with TESDA, and other academic institutions and the private sector. This will create a pool of local renewable energy technicians who can meet the growing demand for skilled labor in the green energy sector, helping our economy grow while advancing our energy independence. The last, but definitely not the least, is supporting community renewable energy, or the core, and the renewable energy communities, REC. Finally, we must acknowledge the critical role of local ownership in ensuring that renewable energy works for our communities. We are focused on the twin pillars of community renewable energy and renewable energy communities, which aim is to provide affordable, reliable, and clean energy solutions for our off-grid small islands and energy-poor areas. We will continue to provide institutional support for these initiatives to ensure that communities are at the heart of their energy future, not only as consumers, but as active participants in renewable energy production. By empowering our local communities through core and the REC programs, we can guarantee that clean energy reaches every corner of Giwan, providing equitable access to sustainable power. Before I end, allow me to acknowledge the partnership that we have espoused with the Institute for Climate Sustainable Cities, or ICSC, who support not just in this project, but also in so many other ways, have helped Giwan navigate the murky waters of rehabilitation and development phase after Yolanda. Until today, in this resiliency building phase, ICSC, together with our partners in the GRSDGR, have always been here with us all throughout. Sir Kairos and the rest of the ICSC, thank you for the mentoring, the hand-holding, and the influencing that ICSC and Giwan has nurtured and cultivated in the past several years. Sana tubagal pa ito ng pagkatagal-tagal. Resiliency building is a long road ahead, and we hope that our partners like ICSC, GDFI, PMPI, SICAT, Good Neighbors, RARE, and the rest will always be there with us. In closing, the switching on of the solar power system for the municipal hall is just the beginning. It is a symbol of what we can achieve when we work together, when we choose to invest in our future, and when we commit to building a better, greener Giwan for all. We stand at the threshold of an exciting era, one where our town leads the way in renewable energy innovation, environmental stewardship, and community-driven progress. Let us all embrace this opportunity to be part of something greater than ourselves. Together, we can accelerate the just energy transition agenda for Giwan and create a future that is not only powered by clean energy, but is also powered by a shared vision, hard work, and dedication of all Giwananons. Thank you, and may we continue to move forward sustainably together. Maupay nga kalupatan nito.
Damo nga salamat, Sir Recti, for sharing Giwan's energy transition initiatives. The path to a just energy transition requires a dedicated and strong leadership. To share her message of support for this cause, let us all welcome the ever-active municipal mayor of the municipality of Giwan. A round of applause, please, to Mayor Annalisa Gonzalez-Cuan.
Thank you very much, Michael. The Assistant Secretary of the Department of Energy, Mylene Kapungkol. Of course, our fellow Giwananon, the Honorable Vice Governor of the Province of Eastern Samar, Maricar Sisan Gotisan, of course, representing the Governor Ben Ibardoni, members of the Sangguniang Bayan of Giwan, the ICSC Executive Director, Sir Angelo Kairos de la Cruz, and I would like to especially mention Sir Arturo Tahup, and of course, siya palaging pupunta sa akin. At saka si Sir Orlan Quesada. Nangyari na ang ating palaging pinag-uusapan. WeGen President Charlie Aiko. Of course, and our partner, the General Manager of Isamelco, Attorney Jose Michael Edwin Amancio. The President of the Board of Directors of Isamelco, Sir Rinaldo Herna. And of course, I would like to mention the Director of Giwan and Mercedes, Director January Ubadokdok. The civil society present here, representing GDFI, Good Neighbors Philippines, MPMPI, SICAT Incorporated, and RARE, and other civil society na nandito pa rin mula nung bumagyo ng Yolanda up to now still present. Of course, the business sector, Sir Rogelio Odevillas, the honorable barangay officials of the different barangays of Giwan, the Suluan Women's Association representative, Ms. Alma Latina, ICSC officers and staff, the LGU Giwan department heads and employees, and of course, my beloved people of Giwan, to all of you, good afternoon. Maupay nga kulup haton nga tanan. I would like to begin with a heartfelt thank you. On behalf of the local government unit of Giwan, I extend our deepest gratitude to the Institute for Climate and Sustainable Cities, ICSC, for the Solarize Giwan Municipal Hall project. This initiative is not just a gift to those of us working at the Municipal Hall, but also to many Giwananons who rely on the daily operations and critical services of the local government unit. Public service is built on reliability. I recall the years following the devastation of Typhoon Yolanda, with our municipal offices operated out of container vans. Dito po. Even in those challenging times, every office functioned. Every service continued because it had to. We owed it to our people then, and we continue to owe it to them now. Fast forward today. Our municipal hall is now recognized as one of the finest in the province. And with the integration of this 60 kilowatt peak on grid hybrid photovoltaic system, it has become a model of resilience, innovation, and sustainability. Therefore, this ceremonial switch on is not just an event for us. It is a milestone. This day will be marked in our institutional memory as the day the local government unit of Giwan cemented its commitment to the transition towards renewable energy through solarization of our major public infrastructure, the Municipal Hall. This symbolizes our move towards energy independence, reducing our reliance on traditional power sources. It represents our commitment to sustainability. To us,
the benefits are very clear. First, our current power supply is both costly and unreliable. But with this solarization project, we now have an energy source that is both cost efficient and resilient, and savings can be redirected towards essential programs for our people. Second, powering LGU Giwan's public infrastructures with solar energy is a tangible demonstration of our dedication to combating climate change as a community that has witnessed firsthand its devastating impacts. Lastly, renewable energy can also be an economic driver since we need to foster a new workforce and enhance local technical expertise, which can position Giwan as a leader in sustainable development. And of course, this project is a testament to the power of collaboration. It reflects the strength of partnerships built on shared vision, mutual trust, and a deep understanding of our community's needs. ICSC has been a steadfast partner of Giwan for many years, and we are truly, truly grateful for the impactful projects they have implemented for our vulnerable communities. To ICSC, Sir Kairos, Sir Oro, Sir Orlan, and the Recharge Pilipinas team, thank you for relentlessly advocating for solar energy here in Giwan. Through your efforts, we are not only informed, but also we are inspired. The projects in Suluan, our rural health unit, and now here in our municipal hall have demonstrated the immense potential of solar power. Because of you, we do not just believe in this transition, we are actively leading it, being the pilot in the province of Eastern Samar. In fact, we have already begun expanding our solar energy initiatives across Giwan. Solar-powered streetlights are now illuminating key locations, including the surfing area in Kalikuan Island, barangays in Humonhon Island, and the Bandam or Saint Genevieve sites 1 and 2 in Sapau, our relocation area. Moving forward, we will prioritize island barangays like Victory Island, Humonhon, and Suluan Island, which currently rely on expensive and unsustainable diesel power plants. Beyond this, our museum and library under construction, as well as our municipal greenhouse, are now powered or will be powered by solar energy. We are working with another NGO to bring hybrid solar solutions to our public market. Or if ICSC can do it, why not? It's a challenge. Soon, a significant portion of Giwan's public infrastructure will be operating on clean, renewable energy. But it was ICSC Recharge Pilipinas that gave us this momentum. Maraming salamat po, ICSC. May this initiative serve as a reminder that the greatest tribute we can offer to our past, the hardships we have endured and overcome, is to build a future that is secure, resilient, and sustainable. To ICSC and its partners, department heads, local government unit employees, and all those who played a role in making this project possible. Congratulations to all of us. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Mayor Annalisa Gonzalez Kwan. As we near the conclusion of today's program, to share some final remarks on this milestone and our continued journey towards sustainability, we invite the Institute for Climate and Sustainable Cities Executive Director, Mr. Angelo Kairos de la Cruz. A round of applause, please.
Maupay na kulop haaton nga tanan. Lagi po nilang ginagawa sa akin to tuwing may prepared speech ako. Papahirapan ako sa una. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat dito sa Giwan. Thank you for being here with us today, especially to Assistant Energy Secretary Mylene Capongcol, who flew all the way from Manila to Giwan. Well, Manila to Tacloban, then rode the van with us to Giwan. To witness this momentous occasion. Maraming salamat po. To the Eastern Samar Provincial Government Office, represented by Vice Governor Maria Caridad S. Gotisan, Giwan Mayor Annalisa Gonzalez Kwan, and Councilor Jonas Abuda, Sangguniang Bayan Secretary Recti Melquiades, Esamelco General Manager Attorney Jose Michael Edwin Amancio, Region President Charlie Aico, sa aming mga local partners at sa mga mamayan ng Giwan, on behalf of the Institute for Climate and Sustainable Cities, magandang hapon po ulit sa inyong lahat. Isang malaking karangalan ang tumayo sa harap ninyo ngayon at maging saksi sa turnover switch on ng solar rooftop ng Giwan Municipal Hall. Alam ko po isa siyang masayang event, no? Pero pag inisip ko bilang empleyado ng ICSC, hindi ko mapigilang maging medyo emotional at some point. Isang malaking karangalan na kaharap kayo ngayon, kahit dahil nagsimula po ang engagement ko sa Giwan, isang aksidente actually. Nagkatitigan kami ni Konsehal Eric noon, tsaka ni Konsehal Tamtam sa Maynila, no? Akala ko gandang lalaki lang pag-uusapan namin. Yung pala dadalhin ako sa Giwan. Mula po noon, dun sa isang aksidente na yon, buong puso na pong tinanggap ng Giwan ng ICSC. No? Bayan sa solar rooftop, sa mga kwentuhan, hanggang sa pagkwento namin sa buong Pilipinas kung gaano kaganda at kasarap ang Palawan. Nung kinwento ni Sir Recti sa ANC pa nun kinwento niya yung 3 different ways of cooking Palawan. Maraming salamat po. Isang karangalan, wala pong halong bola, isang karangalan ang humarap sa inyong lahat ngayon. This switch on and turnover ceremony marks the official completion and handover of the solarization project of Giwan Municipal Hall. This is ICSC's biggest PV installation project in Eastern Visayas. We are a non-profit organization, so when we say big, wag niyo po kaming ikumpara doon sa many megawatts na nabanggit ni GM kanina. No? Pero ito po ang pinakamalaki naming project sa Eastern Visayas. At ito rin ang magsisilbi na inspirasyon sa amin na kaya natin itong magawa through strength in local leadership, solidarity, and collective action. No? Ito pong project na to, madrama mang pakinggan, sa tingin ko ay isang halimbawa na hindi bawal mangarap, pero bawal na hindi mo pagsumikapan yung pangarap mo. Itong pong project na to ay hindi overnight, matagal na pinagdiskusyonan, maraming oras para mag-fundraise, para magawa itong project na to. Pinapanood tayo ng mundo, literal, kasi yung mga funders din po namin na sumuporta sa project na to, inaantay din. No? Ano yung kakaiba sa Giwan? Ano ang magiging kwento nito after nitong switch on and handover? Kasama rin po siguro dito dahil ako, ang dala ko lang naman po usually ay jokes at gandang lalaki sa mga events. Pero yung mga tunay pong nagtatrabaho sa ICSC, kamukha pong nabanggit kanina ni Mayora, yung Recharge Pilipinas team namin na pinamumunuan ni Sir Uro Tahup, ang aming Director for Community Resilience. Kasama po ng marami kong kaibigan sa Recharge Pilipinas team, kay Orlan, kay Mark na sa Spider-Man yata sa taas ngayon, At kay Glinley, no? Yung nakaupo sa likod, nakatayo pala sa likod. At si Ate Jessa na naiwan sa office namin sa Tacloban, kasama ni Kuya Dodo at ni Kuya Ruel. Maraming salamat din, no? Taos-pusong pasasalamat mula sa akin. Katulad din na nabanggit ng mga kasamahan ko sa ICSC, hindi lang dito sa solarization ng Municipal Hall rooftop ng Giwan ang pagsasama natin dahil mananatili ninyo kaming kaakibat sa pagsulong ng renewable energy at climate action at kung papalarin, pati yung pagsosolarize ng palengke. No? Kung papalarin, we are firmly committed to accelerate and achieve the just energy transition agenda in Giwan. The solar rooftop installation is a crucial move towards more affordable, reliable, and secure power in Giwan. Makakatulong ang mga solar panels na ito upang ensure na stable ang kuryente ng munisipyo ng Giwan at mananatiling tuloy-tuloy ang serbisyo nito sa kanyang mga mamamayan. Muli kami sa ICSC ay nagpapaabot ng taus-pusong pasasalamat sa lokal na pamahalaan ng Giwan para sa kanilang dedikasyon at commitment na suportahan ang proyektong ito. Hindi mangyayari ang solarization na ito kung hindi rin dahil sa pakikipagtulungan ng Giwan. Kasama namin ang Giwan mangarap mula umpisa. Hindi po aksidente kung bakit kami nasa Giwan. Hindi rin po aksidente kung bakit naririto pa rin kami. Naniniwala po kami kung ano ang kahulugan ng isang bayan katulad ng Giwan. Kahulugan nito sa mas malaking skema ng mga bagay, hindi lang sa Eastern Visayas kundi sa buong Pilipinas. By switching to renewable energy, ang Giwan ay hindi lamang isang ehemplo, ngunit magsisilbing ding inspirasyon para sa ibang komunidad at LGUs na makita ang kahalagahan ng mas malinis at mas sustainable energy sources. Kung kaya ito ng Giwan, ibig sabihin kaya rin itong magawa ng mga mas malalaki at marami pang munisipyo at lungsod sa buong Pilipinas. With this project, we are showing how the dream can work and how we can make it work. With this project, we are one step closer to creating a brighter and more sustainable future. Ito, kaya kong sabihin to. Damo nga salamat at mabuhay tayong lahat. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much, Mr. Angelo Kairos de la Cruz. Hindi lang po meron kang magandang lalaki, meron ka rin pong gandang puso on helping our community. Thank you so much, Mr. Angelo Kairos de la Cruz. And also, we would like also to extend our heartfelt thanks to the ICSC. Thank you so much po for helping Giwan and being Giwan as a model for the renewable energy. Ayan, ginawa niyo po yung Giwan na modelo ng whole province of Eastern Samar for switching to renewable energy. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause please to ICSC. Maraming salamat po. And this time, ladies and gentlemen, may we call on Mayor Analiza Gonzalez Cuan, Mr. Angelo Kairos de la Cruz, the General Manager of Eastern Samar Electric Cooperative, and Miss Alma Latina, the representative of Sulong Suluan, on stage for the ceremonial signing of Deed of Donation. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, on stage we have Mayor Annalise Gonzalez Cuan, Mr. Angelo Kairos de la Cruz, and also the General Manager of Eastern Samar Electric Cooperative, and Miss Alma Latina, representative of Sulong Suluan, for the ceremonial signing of Deed of Donation. And we would like to request Mayor Annalisa, Sir De La Cruz, Ma'am Latina, and of course the General Manager of Isabelca to have their photo ops. And also we would like to invite ASEC Maylene Kapungkol to the stage. And this time, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we are waiting for, we will now be switching on the 60 kWp on-grid hybrid photovoltaic system of the Giwan Municipal Hall. Once again, I would like to request ASEC Maylene Kapungkol, the Assistant Secretary of the Department of Energy. And of course, we would like also to invite the representative of Governor Ben P. Vardone, Vice Governor Maricar Sison Gotesan to the stage. And also, we would like also to invite Attorney Jose Michael Edwin Amancio, the General Manager of Eastern Samar Electric Cooperative. All right, ladies and gentlemen, help me on counting. In a count of 5. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We now hereby declare that the municipality of Giwan is officially solar powered. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.